Chapter 1. Introduction to Alchemical Symbolism and the Psychological Approach. Defining alchemy, beyond the chemical crucible. Defining alchemy solely through the lens of its chemical processes, the crucible, the furnace, the distillation, is a reductive act, akin to judging a symphony by the quality of its individual notes. While the practical experimentation undertaken by alchemists undoubtedly contributed to the development of modern chemistry, to confine alchemy to this realm is to ignore the profound symbolic and psychological dimensions that constituted its true heart. The historical record reveals a persistent duality, a simultaneous engagement with material manipulation, and a deeply esoteric pursuit of spiritual transformation. The alchemical texts themselves are rife with cryptic imagery and allegorical narratives, hinting at a deeper meaning beyond the mere transmutation of base metals into gold. This deeper meaning resides in the metaphorical journey of self-discovery, a psychological odyssey mirroring the alchemist's physical manipulations. The very act of attempting to transform lead into gold becomes a potent metaphor for the transformation of the human psyche, a striving for wholeness and integration often described as the great work. The alchemical process, with its distinct stages, the negredo, albedo, citronitas, and rubedo, should not be interpreted as a linear sequence of chemical reactions, but rather as a symbolic representation of the psychological stages involved in individuation. The negredo, the initial stage of blackening or putrefaction, mirrors the confrontation with the shadow self, the unconscious aspects of the personality that are often dark, painful, and repressed. It is a descent into chaos, a necessary disintegration before the possibility of rebirth. This isn't merely the physical darkening of a substance, it is a psychological dismantling of the ego's rigid structures, a process that necessitates facing one's flaws and imperfections. The subsequent albedo, or whitening, signifies the purification and cleansing that follows this initial confrontation. The darkness is not simply erased, but transmuted into a state of clarity and purity, representing a conscious effort towards self-awareness and the integration of previously rejected aspects of the self. This is not a passive process but an active engagement, a conscious struggle towards purification, both morally and psychologically. The whiteness is not an absence of color, but a pristine canvas upon which the subsequent stages will paint a richer and more complete picture of the self. The citronitas, the yellowing stage, represents a period of illumination and increased consciousness. The purified self begins to grasp a deeper understanding of its place.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?